What up, everybody? What's up, guys? As you're jumping on, I'm going to start this in about 1 minute. It's going to be a good one. Oh, why am I showing the background? There we go. It's going to be a good one. Just letting some people inside the group that are asking right now. All right, everybody. All right. So I'm going to get started in exactly 30 seconds. If you have any, well, I guess you don't have any questions yet. But look at all those amazing results, right? Who's going to be the next amazing result? Comment me. What's up? I assume that's Kat or Jeanette. You're the only people that call me boss. Oh, I was right. Catherine. What up, Katty? All right, guys. So let's jump in. After this little short, oh, not that one, short intro. All right, what up, everybody? So today is an exciting day for me because now we're gonna put it all together, right? So on the second part of this series, we talked about protein, then we talked about carbs. Yesterday, we talked about fat. So today, we're gonna put it all together and do an actual meal planning. So you may have seen on the flyer, it's this is actually part 1 of 2 of the 7-day series. For meal planning. So today, my goal, I'm going to show you exactly how I got my first result. So today I'm going to show you how I went from this to this. All right. The exact same meal plan that I personally used myself and helped people get there. And then if you remember from day 1 where we're talking about belief and I was kind of telling you my story, I lost those results a little bit. And then what I was doing wasn't working, at least not as good as I wanted it to. So then tomorrow I'm going to show you again how I went from this to this. It's very similar, but 2 completely different methods. All right. So today I'm going to cover the first transformation. Tomorrow I'm going to cover the second transformation. And it works for everybody. So you could decide which one is best for you based on how much effort you want to put into it, because one does take a little bit more effort. And really just kind of what results you want to get out of it. All right. So diving in. So if you remember, so when I was at this stage in my life, I was already working out for 5 years, but my body wasn't changing. And I was motivated, I was disciplined, I was doing everything I was supposed to be doing, but I knew I was missing that nutrition piece, right? And so what I did at this moment is I started reading books, Googling. This is kind of right when I started becoming a trainer myself, so that taught me a little bit. So heads up, just let you guys know. Once you become, a lot of trainers know nothing about nutrition because they don't talk about nutrition, at least not when I became a trainer. You actually have to do extra studying on top of that. And so I was doing all this studying about nutrition and looking at guys that I wanted to look at and seeing what they were eating and how they ate it and when they ate it and all of those things that goes into it, right? And then, as you know, 3 months later, this happened. So 5 years of struggling, not getting results, changed my nutrition. And this happened in 3 months. I was mad and happy at the same time. So what did I do? So starting off, there were four things that I noticed was a pattern that the most successful people kept doing over and over and over again, not only for themselves, but it was easy to teach other people how to do it. And that's what I really liked about it, because I adopted these four principles for myself and I got the results. But then I started using it on my clients and even people that were kind of online clients. And that's when it really took off for me. So here I was at a corporate gym at 25, just started training, brand new trainer. And my in-person clients their main mindset focus was, hey, I'm paying money for this workout. I'm going to work out as hard as I can, right? And I gave them the same nutrition plan, but they kind of diddle daddle. I don't know if diddle daddle is the word, but they kind of go halfway in on the nutrition plan, but they're all in on that fitness plan, right? And then I have people who don't come into the gym, but they want me to help them virtually, whatever it may be, just meal planning. So their main mindset is, hey, I'm paying money for this meal plan. Let me follow this meal plan. And this is where it really took off for me. Everyone I was training, coaching outside of the gym was getting much better results than my actual clients. I'll say that again. People that I was coaching outside of the gym, just pure nutrition, were getting better results than the people that were actually paying money to train with me. And the main reason is what I just kind of spoke about, is everyone who was paying money for the workouts, their mindset is, hey, I need to work out to get the results I want. Everyone who's paying money for nutrition only was saying, hey, I'm paying money for nutrition. This is how I get my results. And obviously, hopefully by now in the fifth video of this series, you know, if you want any result, it has to be the nutrition, unfortunately. Okay. And so the four things, diving into it, the four things that I had to change myself, the four biggest things that I changed drastically than I was doing in the first picture is right here. So the very first thing that I did is I started eating breakfast within 30 minutes of waking up. Now you already might be saying, that sounds crazy. I don't have time. There's no way I could do that. I'm not hungry in the morning. I heard this, I heard that. Excuses, right? And so after I break down these four things, I'm going to show you easy ways on how you can do it and how my clients have been able to do it successfully and how I've been able to do it successfully. And trust me, if a 25-year-old college dropout going nowhere in life could do this, so can you. And so the first thing was I started eating breakfast within 30 minutes of waking up. For me, I had protein shakes. I love the Herbalife brand. It's been the easiest for me and it's got me the best results. So why not keep taking it? And so I started eating breakfast within 30 minutes of waking up. The second thing is after I ate my breakfast, I continued to eat every 2 to 3 hours. All right. So I'm going to go through all four of these and I'll break it down a little bit. And then I'm going to show you the meal plan and actually put it together as a meal plan. All right. The third thing I did was I hit my protein number. This was probably the biggest thing that I know I wasn't doing. I wasn't being intentional with my protein. If you go back to video 2, I believe it was, when we talked about protein, I showed you how to become intentional. Hey, what's up? And then the fourth thing was drinking enough water and getting enough sleep. Two of the biggest things overlooked, especially the sleep, is definitely overlooked when it comes to getting the best results. We just finished a 6-week challenge, and we have one guy, he lost 23 pounds of body fat, lost 9% of his body fat. Insane. And it was funny. And I was coaching him nutritionally while I had another trainer for the fitness. And Monday through Friday, his weight would kind of stay the same. And then Saturday and Sunday, he would drop 3 to 4 pounds. And he did that like 3 weeks in a row. And I would ask him, I was like, hey, by any chance, do you wake up really early Monday through Friday and then on the weekends you sleep in? And he's like, yeah. I said, he saw why. And that's exactly why he was losing weight. Finally, on Friday night to Saturday morning, his body was able to rest and get enough sleep and get rid of that stress and lose the weight that just hanging onto. So if you don't get enough sleep, your body just holds on to that extra stress, holds on to that fat because it's out of sync. And then he sleeps, and then his body just kind of releases everything that it doesn't need anymore. Pretty crazy, right? And so breaking this down, so eating breakfast within 30 minutes of waking up. So the reason why we want to do this, and so again, this is for general population. This will work for everybody. If you hear about all kinds of diets, don't eat after 12, blah, 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 blah. If that works for you, do it. But if it's not working for you and you've been saying, hey, this works for me, yet you've been at the same weight your entire life, maybe it's not working for you, right? Another story, a little rant. I had a lady starting a 6-week program, and I was going through the same plan I'm about to show you guys on how much food that she's actually going to be eating. And right off the bat, she's like, oh, I don't like shakes, so I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. And she's like, she's like, why can't I only eat this one time and that's it, right? It's healthy. And we jumped on the InBody, and it showed her body fat percentage and all this stuff. And I looked at her paper and I said, that's why. It's like, this is what you've been doing your whole life, and that's why you're here, right? So why not try something proven and something different to get results? And I told the old saying, to get a result you've never had, you have to do something you've never done. So as I go through this stuff, if it sounds crazy and it sounds hard, it's because you've never done it, right? Remember when you probably don't remember, but if you have a kid, how many times, and they started walking at whatever it is, 8, 9, 10 months old, how hard is it for them to start walking, right? It takes them weeks to finally get up and stabilize, right? So they start and they're terrible at it. And then they keep practicing over and over and over again, and they get better at it. Same exact thing for this nutrition. You're going to be bad. And the reason why you've stayed bad for so long is because you keep quitting. Imagine if your kid just gave up, like, oh, I fell 5 times. I'm just going to give up. I'm just going to lay down the rest of my life, right? It sounds crazy when you say it out loud, but that's what so many people do with their nutrition plan. They try 2 or 3 times. Too hard. I'm just going to give up. My body is big bone. I'm supposed to be overweight. It runs in my genetics. No, it doesn't. All right. There's my rant. Eat breakfast within 30 minutes of waking up. One thing that I wasn't used to, I started doing it. Eating every 2 to 3 hours. So the reason for this, that's what I was going into, is our body, as it sleeps, let's say you sleep 8 hours. That means you haven't ate for 8 hours. So breakfast, you're breaking the fast. So what happens is, right when you eat, your insulin, metabolism, everything just spikes up, which is a good thing. You want it to move. And so over the next 2 to 3 hours, it comes on down. And then you eat and it spikes back up. And then it comes back down. And then you eat and it spikes back up and it comes on down. So if you're eating every 2 to 3 hours, this is how your metabolism should be running. And this means you're burning calories throughout the whole day. But what happens? Most people, they stop eating at 6 p.m. for whatever reason. And then they sleep for 5 hours because they can't turn off Netflix. And then they wake up, they have their coffee. So here they are. They wake up, they have their coffee, they skip their morning snack. Let's say they eat lunch, boop, comes, and then over 2 or 3 hours, comes back down, and then it's steady. And then maybe they have dinner, boop, and then it comes back down. So your metabolism is barely moving. And so that is why it's hard for you to lose weight. It's not because you got older. It is not because you got older. It is because you've trained your metabolism not to burn calories. But the great news is you could retrain your metabolism to burn calories again. Pretty cool. And so that's the reason why you want to eat breakfast when you wake up, to start that metabolism. And the reason why you want to keep eating every few hours is to keep that metabolism moving. Cool? If that makes sense, comment. Makes sense. And then, so the third thing is you want to hit your protein number. So again, in the protein video, I talked about how much protein you should be having. On average, most females should be having at least 100 grams of protein a day. And on average, most males, guys, should be having like 140 to 170 protein a day. All right. And then so I showed you on the protein video on how to hit that protein number. So you want to make sure you hit that. And again, the reason for that is so when you lose weight, you keep your lean muscle mass. What usually happens is people don't eat enough. And so they lose weight, tricks their mind, oh, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. But really what's happening is you're losing your muscle, not your fat. And what your body is doing that you can't see, it's actually storing more fat. So you're getting less muscle, you're gaining more fat, and so you hit a plateau, and then you slowly gain that weight back. That's why you could be maybe you're at a weight now that you were 10 years ago after losing and gaining weight so many times, but now you feel even more flabby, you feel more sluggish, you feel like you have less energy. It's because maybe 10 years ago you were at this weight, but you had more muscle, and now you're at the same weight with less muscle. Also, reason why there's a lot of like the skinny fat people, right? You could be really thin, but yet you're really flabby because you don't have any muscle and you have a high amount of fat. Just your genetics keep you skinny. And so that's why you want to hit your protein number. And then lastly, I already talked about the sleep. So you want to get about minimum 6. It really should be minimum 7. But I only get about 6, so I'm not going to make you get sick more. If you can, as we've always heard, 8 hours of sleep is essential, and that will allow your body to rest. Just rest. And lose that extra weight that it doesn't need. And then the minimum amount of water we should be drinking is half our body weight in ounces. So again, if you weigh 150 pounds, you should be drinking 75 ounces of water a day. All right. If you weigh 200 pounds, you should be drinking 100 ounces a day. If you weigh 250 pounds, 125 ounces a day, pretty much a gallon. A gallon is 128 ounces. So yes, the more you weigh, the more water you need to drink. Okay. Also, the more calories you need to eat. Pretty crazy, right? You'd think if you weigh more, you should eat less. But no, if you weigh more, you actually need to eat more calories to give your body what it needs to get rid of the fat. All right. So those are kind of the 4 overarching ideas that we should be using. 1 second. Cool. And now I'm going to bring the nutrition list back on and show you guys kind of how to break it down even more, types of foods, things like that. And please, if you have questions already, please ask away. I'll get to them at the end. If you have questions as we talk about the nutrition plan, ask. All right. So I'm just going to share my screen with you guys. Like my sound effects. All right, so here we are. So here is our food list that we give to everybody. Even the same exact food list that I follow, that every single successful transformation you see on my page, on Anatomy Fitness's page, follow. So here's the 3 macronutrients. We have the protein, we have fats, and we have carbs, right? And veggies. Just eat veggies. So protein. I already went through this in the protein. So just choose the proteins that you enjoy. It doesn't have to be, you don't have to eat all this stuff. And this is supposed to say eggs and egg whites, not just egg whites and egg whites. Fats, same thing. Choose the ones what you like. And carbs, choose what you like. All right. And so this is how I broke it down and how most successful people break it down. So first thing, what is it? Eat breakfast within 30 minutes of waking up, right? Everyone's busy. Some people aren't hungry, whatever it may be. Eat anyways, and I promise you, if you follow this plan and you're like, hey, I'm just not hungry, I promise you, 2 weeks from now, you're going to wake up starving because your nutrition plan your metabolism is going faster again, all right? So breakfast, what I personally like and what most people like is you have a protein shake. Again, I use the Herbalife brand. If you need to order some, just comment and message me. I'll get it for you. And so the reason why is you could shake it up, and it will take 30 seconds. Or if you have a whole minute, you could blend it up and make a really good recipe. Like I'll use my powders. I'll use my I'll put a banana in there. I'll put some peanut butter in there, and it tastes amazing. Amazing. Literally the best shake you ever have. And so that's my breakfast every single morning. These other 2 things that you see is pretty much my energizing, metabolism boosting tea. So it's a tea that's made of 3 types of green tea. Boosts your metabolism, gives you energy, and then I add some aloe, which helps out with your digestive system. So it helps you absorb more nutrients. So that is my breakfast almost every single morning. And so again, if you're busy in the morning, Um, I used to, like, sometimes when I have to do a boot camp at 5 a.m., I make my shake and I drink it on the car on the way to work. Like, it's really that simple. No excuse to not have breakfast. And then what's the next? So number one was eat breakfast within 30 minutes of waking up, right? Now eat every 2 to 3 hours. So if I have this, let's say we'll say 6 a.m. Next one is at around 9 a.m. So you want to choose one protein, one carb, one vegetable. So all you have to do is come up here, choose one protein, come back. Oh, let me choose one carb, throw some vegetables on that. Now, honestly, I'll be honest, for me, I don't have vegetables in the morning. It just doesn't sound good. So if we go off this list, a great thing you could have is, let's say, one protein. Have some cottage cheese or Greek yogurt. Add a carb to it. Have some fruit. How easy is that? Greek yogurt with fruit. Delicious. And that is your morning snack. All right. Now, we're still on step 2, eat every 3 hours. So again, this is at 9. So now we're looking at 1 o'clock. It's lunchtime. So most people either skip lunch because they're too busy at work, or they go out with their coworkers, right? So have another protein shake. Make your life simple. That's the purpose of supplements. It's not drinking shakes all day. It's not anything like that. It's simplifying your life. It's a supplement to a healthy nutrition plan, right? As you can see, you're eating 3 times a day, but you're only having shakes twice a day. So it's not a shake plan. It's a nutrition plan. And so now your afternoon snack, 1 protein, 1 carb, 1 vegetable. So this is where I would usually have, for me, I would have like some chicken. And then for my 1 carb, I'll throw in some sweet potatoes. And then I'll just throw some vegetables on there, right? Very simple. And I'll go into kind of portion sizes and things like that in a bit. And then for dinner, so usually most people, unless you work out at nighttime, what I always recommend is get rid of the carb in the evening. Again, if you watch the carb video, the main purpose of carbs is to give us energy. Most people don't need energy in the evening unless you're just a hardcore sleeper, right? Or if you work out late and you're a crazy person that does that or has to do that. So 1 protein, 1 fat, 1 veggie. Go to your protein. Again, let's stick, all right, I'll make it different for you. How about some lean turkey this time? Add some fat. Let's add some avocado or cook it with coconut oil, whatever you want. And then again, throw some vegetables on there. Very, very simple. Maybe veggies, you could have a bell pepper with your turkey, a little stuffed bell pepper. Throw some cheese on there for your fat, and it's gonna be absolutely delicious, all right? If you have any questions on how to actually meal plan and eating breakfast, eating every 3 hours, please ask away. And then what was step number 3? Hitting your protein number. So I guarantee if you follow this, the shakes alone will give you, together, they'll give you about 40 to 50 grams of protein, depending on how you make it. And then your snacks will give you at least 15 to 20 grams of protein. And then your dinner will give you 20 to 30 grams of protein. You're going to hit your protein number, right? And if you're a guy, you just add a little bit higher portions. If you're a girl, you add a little bit lower portions. You don't need to change the foods. You just change the portion sizes, right? What's healthy for guys is what's healthy for girls. And then, so here's I'm going to look at some questions, see if there's any that you guys have. On the protein, how many ounces? Great question. That is next. So tomorrow I'm going to go into customization even more for you. But here's a good kind of breakdown for anybody. So here's a female grocery list. So I'm just going to look at here. So here's kind of a sample plan, right? Breakfast, snack, lunch, snack, dinner. For breakfast and lunch, those are just the shakes. So it's our Formula 1, you have 2 scoops, and then our protein drink mix, you have 1 scoop of it. And so that's your protein. That's about 16 grams of protein each. And then so for your first snack, you could have 2 eggs. So if you have eggs, maybe 2 to 3 eggs with half an avocado is a good portion size for avocado. 2 tablespoons of cream cheese, which isn't on the list, but I love cream cheese. And then 2 slices of bread. What is that? Avocado toast. Sounds delicious, right? Anyone could have that for a morning snack. And then you have your shake, and then a great another snack. So any kind of lean meat for females, good portion size is about 4 ounces. Sweet potatoes, I measure everything in grams, but 200 grams is about 1 cup. So like you could have 1 cup of sweet potatoes, throw some veggies in there, And then same thing, if it's any kind of lean meat, usually about 4 ounces. Any kind of carb is usually about half a cup to a cup. All right. So if you actually measure out your food, which I highly suggest, do that. If not, another great kind of indicator to use, palm size for your protein. Protein palm size. Fist size is your carbs. 2 handfuls is your veggies. I don't know how to do this. Protein, carbs, veggies is a good kind of portion. I believe it's 1 ounce of protein per body weight. Nope. My average protein intake is 125. I don't know all the comments say is Facebook user. It doesn't show me who it is. So yeah, let me know who you are. But there's going to be a lot of questions I have to ask before I could customize anything for anybody. So if anyone out there tries to sell you programs that they could give you this and say it's customized, it's not, right? It's impossible to customize unless you ask like tons and tons of questions to somebody and really get it right for them, and then follow their journey for so many weeks. So honestly, like when I have our nutrition coaching, it takes about 12 weeks to really be 100% customized for somebody, because we start them off with a plan and then we see what that plan does to their body, and then we keep adjusting every single week. And that's why people get crazy results, is because you get a new nutrition plan every single week and a coach to hold you accountable to hitting it every week. And that's why it really just kind of takes off. So the person who said 1 ounce of protein per body weight. So I think you mean 1 gram of protein, like how much protein to eat. So that's something I used to believe as well, but it's definitely not needed. In the protein video I talked about, you need 1 gram of protein per lean body mass. So again, most female, like if you're a 150-pound female, the last thing I want you to have is 150 grams of protein. That is not needed. For you, it would be between like 100 to probably 120 at the most, right? For a long time, I weighed 200 pounds and I only ate 175 grams of protein because that's all my body needed. Now, if you're a professional athlete and things like that, then yeah, you need a little bit more protein because you're working harder. But if you're just trying to live a healthy lifestyle, feel good, look good, it's usually 1 gram per pound of body weight. Yeah, definitely not 1 ounce. So I'm pretty sure you meant the latter. All right, cool. Is this making sense? My average protein is, yeah. So I don't know who the person is that is asking if 125 is good or not. But after the video, I could look in and see the comments and respond to you. All right, so that's great for females right there. Those are great. So if you follow this plan exactly, it's like 1,300 calories, which is a great starter plan. Yeah. Hi, Heather. Yeah, I don't know. I'd have to see everything else you eat around it, but 125 isn't bad. If you're consistently eating that, then you'll be fine. All right. And so if you're a guy, oh, wait, hold on. There we go. If you're a guy, here's a guy one. So as you can see, it's pretty much the same exact food. Again, you don't need to change foods. The only thing that changed is your portion sizes. So instead of 2 eggs, I put 3. Everything else, more bread. Yes, you could have more carbs. Carbs are good. Watch the carb video if you're scared of carbs. And then lunch, instead of 4 ounces, it's usually 6 ounces. Me personally, for my goal, I eat about 8 ounces. And then for same thing, carbs is about a cup. You're just having more carbs more often. For the shakes, I do 2 scoops of each instead of 2 and 1. And then same thing, ground turkey, 6 ounces, 1 cup of carbs. And so this plan right here for guys is about 1,800, which again is probably low. So 1,300 for females is actually kind of low. So you will lose weight on it. And then 1,800 for guys is also low. And so tomorrow I'm going to show you how to customize it past the initial phase as well. All right. And so here's just kind of a little, keep it simple, guys. Meal plan, breakfast, have your shake, snack, have a protein snack. Lunch, shake, snack, protein snack. Dinner, shake, right? If you want to tone, pretty much kind of shake, and then you have one shake in the morning to help you out, and then you eat just kind of more food, but it really doesn't matter. I still have 2 shakes a day. And so when my 3-month transformation, this is kind of what I ate almost every single day, is I had my shake, I had chicken and sweet potatoes and avocado as my morning snack. Most people can't do that, but I'm at the point where I just kind of eat to fuel my day. And then I'll work out, and then I'll have another shake, and then I'll have ground turkey and brown rice, and then I usually have a big plate of fruit for dinner with some whipped cream. Delicious. And then Daniela, who lost 130 pounds, I asked her, I was like, what's kind of your staple foods that you eat on most days? She has her shakes. She has egg whites with veggies and avocado. She has chicken, sweet potato, and veggies. She uses her shake as her afternoon snack. And then for dinner, she usually has some kind of chicken with jasmine rice, avocado, and veggies. All right. So as you guys can see, like, it's simple. It's simple. When we start helping people, my main goal is to simplify everything, because another reason why so many people have a hard time losing weight is just because there's so much information out there, right? Like, eat fruit, but don't eat this fruit, right? Fruit is fruit. Fruit is healthy. Eat fruit. I don't care if it's a banana. I don't care if it's an apple. I don't care if it's a strawberry. It's healthy, right? Just don't have a whole tub of it. Don't have 5 bananas at once, right? Even if you eat too much of a good thing, it turns bad. Just like you could have bad stuff and still get results, right? It's all about portion sizing and making sure that everything is working out perfectly. Cool. I think that's the main thing. So if you guys want more help, even more help, we have a 21-day challenge starting a week from Monday. It's only $47 for the online version. All you have to do is go to 8to12poundsdown.com. And on there, you're going to get a few options. It'll say online version, which is pretty much like we're going to teach you the meal plan, but then we're going to have 21 days of habit training, mindset training, and things that actually hold you accountable to do it. And then there's also like a bootcamp version if you live close to us, a personal training version if you live close to us. If you're watching this and you're already part of our bootcamp and personal training, do not choose that option again. It's for first-time people, but you can choose the online version for that extra assistance and motivation if you want it. All right. So yes, unless there's more, if you have more questions, feel free to keep asking away. I will come back on this. Yes, I love fruit too. I'll come back on this later and try to help you guys out as much as I can. But tomorrow is the one I'm excited about. So again, today I showed you pretty much how I got my first transformation. But tomorrow I'm going to show you how I got my second transformation. So have a wonderful day. Tell all your friends. I'll see you tomorrow.